Today is July 15, 2023. My name is Rick and welcome back to the pumpkin patch. This year I wasn't sure if I'd be able to devote the time and energy it takes to grow big pumpkins. In March, we went on a 3-week vacation to Australia, and basically February and March would have been getting the soil ready. March and April would have been caring for the plants and getting some pumpkins started. And I know how much it really takes to do it right, and so I bailed on it, but I had a great time in Australia. Anyway, that being said, using my compost from last year to compost under this bush, this compost was made partially of big pumpkins. My ones last year I had that one of the seeds has sprouted, obviously. Started right here underneath this flower bush, and kind of went up into the bush, and I noticed it and said, wow, I got a pumpkin going here, and watered it somewhat, kind of ignored it. Next thing you know, I had a pretty good pumpkin going, and it came out through that bush, was a little bit bent and there, came along in here, and let's see, I've got this shirt covering it up. I've got this pumpkin going off right. There was actually one I started back this way, but I think I pollinated it a little too late. Like I said, I haven't spent much time and energy on this thing, but I got this one pollinated, right when the flowers were opening the first morning or two, and then one next to it, right here. But I snipped this one because this one, in my opinion, was in a much better spot. It looked like I could spread these vines out a little bit and give it some room to grow. So I actually have the main vine continuing off this way, and it's going to wrap around. I'm going to send it off into this flower bed or whatever. I've buried none of these vines. All I've done is watered the main root and then moved some things around, kind of maintained it. The reason I have the rag over it at night, especially when they're small, I have critters that will come along, eat my pumpkins, and I'm not happy about that. As it gets to be this size or whatever, I think it's probably less of a chance. I still cover it up. And then plus I protected it from the sun until I had built this structure. The reason why I build these, if you can see, it's not rocket science. It basically stakes into the ground, and I have these like supports in case the wind really blows hard and blows it over. I don't want these sticks to hit the pumpkin. So I've got it, somewhat supported here, and a little blue tarp on top. The reason I do that is pumpkins will get sun scald. So it's like a burner, and also if the pumpkin overheats, ripens too soon, then it doesn't reach its full potential. So I try not to let it get too hot. And I've seen growers out there with fans and whatnot. Anyway, it started in a real inconvenient spot here, so I moved this border back a little bit away from it to give it a little breathing room. I'll move it a little more. And it went on up into this around. The main vine went this way. I could see the leaves were pretty big, and so I'm feeling like it could be a pretty good pumpkin plant. Since this was pollinated by me, but also bees, and I don't know what pumpkin this is actually from, this might, not get to be a huge size. I mean, I don't think it will be anyway because of the way the plant's not really cared for, but the genetics of this are kind of unknown. So anyway, that's what I've got. I'm thinking of around the backyard a little bit and trying to see if I can get a couple more started. It is middle of summer here in California. We have a pretty long growing season, so I actually could still do something if I wanted to. Anyway, we'll see what happens to this wayward pumpkin here. Thanks for watching.